Hello, and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 846, coming to you live from somewhere, nowhere, Dallas. I hope everyone is having a great day today as we sort of get things. It was an amazing day of the Inner Igloo and what's going on over there, and so we want to sort of talk about what was talked about there. Luca and team Luca dropped a lot of knowledge, a lot of alpha, sort of really focusing also on streamers and content and creators, which is really cool. We went up on stage and we sort of asked more towards like the attention side of things, you know, with Abstract launching in the next couple weeks. Do we have a time frame with like Barachain, Jupiter, and everything else? And he's like, he didn't name any projects, and he's like, I'm looking to launch after those. So rather than people rotating liquidity from Abstract into these other things, people will have all this new liquidity from these things, and they could roll it into Abstract. That's deep thinking. We are going to apply for the to be whitelisted as a streamer. Pengu holders and Penguin holders, bigs and littles, are given a little boost in the application process, but he said he wanted to make it fair. He wanted to make constant creators, stuff like that. And so who knows? We're gonna try. Why not? You never know. It could happen. So yeah. Let's drink our C4 to that one. Woo! All right, we are juiced and we are ready. We are going to be talking about Wander, not Wonder, but Wander, and their airdrop. It looks like we are eligible for that claim. So what we're going to do is sort of showcase how to go about doing that, because always we want people to be safe when we're doing airdrops and everything like that. And so Wander Corporation, you can figure out, you can search in many different ways. You'll see them all the way around the Wanderers and everything like that. They are powered by Animoca brands, and so this is, we can see here, claimwander.ai, and we'll go back, claimwander.ai. There's a couple different pieces in this as well. We can see the token contract, and so what we wanted to show is what is that token doing today, now that it's airdropped, and we haven't claimed it yet. So we'll go claim it. Maybe it's up, maybe it's probably down. Who knows? Maybe it's traveling sideways. The big question, where can we provide liquidity? You know? All right. We are here. We're going to go to V1 because you know how much we love the V1 version of Bird Eye over V2. And we're going to paste that contract in. So let's look at how that token is done. Right now it's sitting at a penny. And you can see here, as that was where the airdrop claim started. So that was where it's sort of bringing life back into it. So good thing to sort of see. Oh, we don't want the weeks. We want, let's look at 3-minute chart, because that nothing says anything like a 3-minute chart. But you can sort of see how this is sort of taken off. we had claimed over here, we probably would have put in liquidity and been able to write all of this to here, but we're sitting right now at a penny. So we're going to sort of just sit in on this and see what happens. And so it is a base token. And so one of the things we can always do too, if we want to see some interesting pieces going on with it, we can head over to basescan.org. We can put that token contract address in there as well. And we'll see what's going on with it. And then while that loads, so we can see what the trades look like on it. A lot of buying, a lot of people adding liquidity, pulling, and everything like that. So that was them just removing fees, it looks like. Oh, nope, they pulled after 20 minutes. Yeah, they made some. So yeah, where did they place that? Uniswap. All right. So and then what we'll see here as well. Let's go back up here. Aerodrome and Uniswap. So the majority of the liquidity is on Aerodrome and Uniswap V3. Really nothing there, but we can go to Aerodrome and that will probably also have rewards for it as well, which is pretty nice. So what we can do is we'll look at the token. Right now, 1,697 holders. Let's go through our process and see if maybe we become 1698. Who knows? Maybe. But claim wandercoin.ai. And I apologize. Sometimes I might be saying wonder instead of wander, but I mean wander the entire time. So as always, connecting your wallet. Near do black. Check. Okay, so we're gonna head over to base. We'll let this do it. So connecting our MetaMask, and we have 2,000 wander. So what, like $20? Woo! That's awesome. So we're going to claim that. And 1690. We'll see. Oh, a call to the contract. Let's see here. Wait for that to go. And automatically it's there. So 2,000 wander. All right. And we can see that all the way. Well, let's just look at current network. All the way down here at the bottom of the list, wander. OX. EF, yep, so there it is. Same token. So I guess we're not cool enough to be a holder yet. So yeah, we got it. We can see other people's claims as well. So the big thing that I really wish is sort of understood, powered by Magna. Magna, huge shout out to them for this, for making that simple and easy. Actually, we're going to Magna Wander airdrop super easy. Boom. There we go. But let's go deep into what Wander is, because they have an AI piece and everything like that. So right here, you can just sort of see there's also stake, coming soon. So can we stake right now? Sign in to stake. Sure. Sign up. All right. And we're going to sign up. Can't have a dot in your name. So I was going to make my name player1taco.eth, but can't do that. So let's sign up. Oh, we can't use that password. Oh, that sucks. All right. So then, yeah. Well, let's try that password. There we go. We're good. Oh, we need the verification code. Let's get the verification code. And a little bit of fun there, I guess. All right. So sign in, client side error. Let's refresh. Sign into stake. Oh, all right. Let's do a codex. Client side error. So probably what's happening is a lot of people are trying to play or log in and do things. So that's, I guess, always a good sign of something going on. So, all right, well, we can't get into that right now. Let's see here. We can, what other sites? We can go to CoinGecko, Stake Wander below. Claim is open for 88 days. Will be redistributed to the community in the next drop. Oh, congrats to XC. It's already trading on, it's now trading on Stake Your Wander in the wormhole to earn dark matter. They'll unlock unique rewards and opportunities currently unknown by mankind. Staking page coming soon. All right. Using Portal Coin, you can buy RAM right now using Wander. RAM are collectible cards that help you kick more ass and earn more Wander. We'll receive additional dark matter boost. All right. We'll unlock to the community, elected guardian council to use as they see fit. The first initiative is a community DEX. We're going to use allotment to set up a concentrated liquidity pool. On base, offer a DEX option to buy tokens. Early adopters who buy from the LP will be able to get a friendly community discount to start upon launch. All right, so we are going to, let's head over to Aerodrome. Because one, we're going to go provide some liquidity. So let's go do that. Let's see what we can buy. I don't know what else do we have in our base wallet that we can buy or sell with. We have some Degen. I think, let's see. This will tell us. Let's go look at our profile. What do we have in the base side of things? I think we have a bunch of, yep, we have Jeff. Keep our Jeff. We randomly bought Jeff. We bought $10 of Jeff randomly because we like the name Jeff with the 3, and now it's $238. So yay, go us. Virtuals Loki. we have some sushi. Well, actually, we might want to stake that sushi. Yeah. So we have some arrow. Now we have our wander. We have some Bill Nye. We staked a lot of our other tokens and stuff like that from the creator bid world. So yeah, let's go check in on creator bid while because we might have some tokens to claim. And who doesn't like money to buy more money, right? Let's see. All right, boom. Today's creator emissions, 1 million points. Points earned, your referrals. All right. Leaderboard. We're not even on the leaderboard. There's our GM bot. There's a bot that I'm surprised no one's made yet. There's two actually. Let's see what GM bot is up to. Let's see, dashboard. What do you got going on? Create. All right. Let's post that. All right. Create new posts about Morpheus AI and Manifest AI. Boom. Go do some work, TacoBot, aka GM bot. And because we have an amazing space. Let's see here. Oh, we got some notifications. I don't know what that means. What does this mean? Oh. Let's see. Nope. It's not going to come up with it. All right. So, boom. I don't want English. I know you're Chinese. Oh. How to join. How to join. Okay. So, how to join the space? Discord. Pudgy or little Pudgy. All right. So there's that. No big message. Maggie. Someone randomly asking me what I do. I shit post and I talk about what things are building. Thank you. Abstract. I can. Boom. All right. Let's see. What other things do we have going on? Yes. Let's see here. What if I'm not pudgy enough? Everyone is. Let's see here. I have a lot. No. So Kat asked me if Kat was like, there's 120 elements left that are unrevealed. And so I have 11 Vantas. And yeah, so yeah, I actually need to follow Acid Dash back. Boom. There we go. No. Let's see. Bit Angels, Space Alert. We have a with Bullseye with the, when is this space? Thursday, January. Everything's on Thursday. We're gonna be on an airplane. I don't think we're gonna be able to join. So we have to cancel our Space Thursday with Shapeshift because we also have a what's the word I'm thinking of? Demo day, accelerator day in the morning, and then we have to get on an airplane. So yeah, all right. All right, so enough there. What were we looking at? We were gonna try to see if we can wander. That's what we were gonna do. Let's see if we can get back into this now. Codex Warriors, Wanderers. All right. Sign into stake, connect wallet. So close. Dang it. All right. All right. So what is the error? We're gonna be total nerds now. Let's refresh. Let's see. Next router announce. Head. Wallet card is running. Logging in. Treasure off. Okay. I see what the issue is. There we go. See, I fixed it. Oh, what? Thought I fixed it. I was seeing a plugin error. Tron link, reconnecting wallet guard is running, TDK. All right. So yeah, Tron web, blah, blah, blah. Removing, cannot read properties of undefined reading address. All right. Browser, add error boundaries in your act tree to gracefully handle client-side errors and render fallback view when they occur. All right. Ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Boop. Do-do-do-do. The staking site to stake. Client error crash. Might I recommend? Boop. Error. Boop, ba-doop, boop. Boop, boop. Or I don't know anything. Boom. There we go. So, yeah, that's sort of this is all we're doing here. We're being dingleberries. All right, but we're back over to Aerodrome swapping. We have some ETH. Do we have any USDC? We have a little bit of wrap staked ETH. Wrap staked ETH we have a little bit of USDC. So Wander is paired to wrap ETH. Aerodrome will wrap that for us. So let's do this. We're going to do some USDC to Wander. And I will always love you. I am not stopping my day job to sing. I apologize to everyone. I don't know why I did that. It was all of this C4. Blame it on the energy drink. So, yeah. All right. 1, adjust minimum. Not be allow unsafe. All right. So we allowed unsafe. 1 USDC. So what? That's 1335. Is this what this is? It says 13,420. So that is not a good trade. What about Uniswap? Man, we were having some issues with Uniswap the other day where we thought we were like geo-blocked because we were trying to swap on base, and that was not a good liquidity swap, Aerodrome. And we were trying to swap on base with our VPN off, and because you're a base token. Continue. Let's see. This gives us a good, yeah, boom. All right. So that's 34.32. That's a little bit better than there. So yes. Bye. All right. So that we should see that sale in just a second. Boom. There we go. So that will hop up there. That last trade was 30 minutes ago. The United States is going to sleep. They're moving into the trenches for after dark trading. So there was our buy right there. So now let's head over to liquidity. And what we're going to look for is all pools. Boop. So volume, base. So we would have cleared out. Okay, that's why. So we would have. Huh. All right. They're not. All right. Cool. Let's just go provide liquidity. Let's see. Where's the liquidity on Aerodrome? Uniswap V3. Yeah. So new. There we go. And we are going to do. Oh, we need to trade USDC $50 or $50 of USDC to There we go. And yeah, because this is a ETH pool. All right. So base ETH. Beef. So we can see here, we're not going to do full range. We're going to do tight range. You can see where a lot of that liquidity is. There's a big wall right there. Let's someone wants to set like what they did is they're like, you have to go through us to sell it. So yeah. All right. Boom. And we are gonna add 0.15. All right. So let's go. Actually, we want continue custom range. Let's see. We're gonna go tighter, and we're gonna bring this tighter so that we will probably get impermanent loss, but we want to be in a tighter range so that we can earn more on that liquidity side as well. So we can earn more on fees. So there's that. So we're putting $50 worth of ETH in to get more token. So that way it's heavier for those that want to sell and dump. They'll do it here. And boom. Yeah. So we'll do that, confirmed in wallet, and we'll wait for that position to get in. Oh, we can see here the virtuals Loki pool we put in is doing all right. You know, so yay. That one is out of range. What do we have? Oh, that's a Shogun. It's not what we. There we go. Out of range. So it's all Percy. All right. An extra $78 in Percy as well. So current price. Oh. All right. We're going to max remove that. There we go. Wrapped ETH and fees. There we go. And awesome. Wait, what is that going to confirm? What's that costing us? $3 in gas. So we're making $5 in ETH on that. And we're getting a whole lot of tokens. So a lot more token than what we put into it. So yay. we rode that for a little bit till it got out of position, and obviously Percy's down, but hey, you know, we do what we can. All right, so we're done on that. We can close that out. But aerodrome, so let's look at our dashboard real quick. We have some stuff that we can swap. We have some Degen. Degen pools. We're in the more pool as well, more ETH, and then ETH and F-bomb. And so then our liquidity pool pieces here, we can see liquidity rewards. So we are earning on ETH Degen, we earned about $20 since our last claim. And then on this ETH Degen, we're earning about $40, $43. So we'll claim that. And then here, another $16. And we'll claim those ones as well. And then we also have trading fees as well. So earned about $74 in trading fees there. So woohoo. We have as well over here, we have claim incentives. So we have some F-bomb, OX USDC, pennies. And then claiming fees as well. And there we go. And then we have some rebase here that we can lock. We're going to let that continue to sit. That's already providing some more pieces there. So we'll let that sit. But we will vote. And we are going to vote again. I think we might have broke the system. I think that's going to be denied. Oh, all right. So voting power, yeah. There we go. So I think we broke that somehow, or that's just naturally what it's saying. It's supposed to be. So perfect. Make sure you vote in liquidity pools. It's one of those things. There's a really cool, there's a funny meme going around of a guy that, you know, on a yacht getting served a like steak, huge silver platter with like, you know, like the food silver dome covering all of that. And it was you stake juke, but you don't vote. ASR rewards, you know, outcome. And so, yes, staking is one thing, but participation is a completely different thing. The idea behind that also is that like institutions and big people that like stake juke to support, but then don't go and vote because, you know, they don't feel that it's like company appropriate or something like that. They can just let that ride, and then rewards are distributed elsewhere. So go and vote on things regularly. Like most things, a lot of dexes, it's like once a week. And so, you know, go and see what's up with that. So like the other thing we could see here, so let's look at that again. What we have for all pools. Wander, it's someone's put in like, you know, quarter, you know, 50, like $200, $300, and Wander. And so that's being traded there. And then same with this. So these are different pool pieces. They aren't the ones that have been made yet by the Wander committee. So yeah, let's see, what else do we have here as we want to sort of check this out. It's just going to be a good day, get that. So huge shout out to Wander for that. That was super easy. And I wish I could stake right now. Almost got through it. See browser console for more. Yeah, it's an issue. Oh well. But mark shift in gaming tokens live products. So staking is now live. So when you stake Wander in NFTs, dark matter compounds by the second and will determine future rewards from the Wander ecosystem. So yeah, this is going to be sort of cool to see. 2 days since they've started that, so I'm happy to help if you like. Coin, yeah. Wander staking coin, present 10% yield. Yeah, 15% yield. Tell me, please. Not quite sure what not. We have a request from someone we're going to bring up. And while they're joining, I am not quite sure what you are asking. Come join the space and ask there. All right, cool. Now, while he's doing that, GM Fox. I think the Fox is there.
Oh, no, he didn't.
You totally ghosted me, man.
Oh, man. I was knocked the hell out with your harmonic tones last night. You knocked me out cold. You could have passed as Dr. Buster Hyman, anesthesiologist. You were in while I was out because I was out cold.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. I had a full night's sleep. I made it through the first good chunk.
Yeah.
I didn't want to slow your roll, bro, because you were in the middle of a task, but I think I had an epiphany. I want to bounce off you at the proper time. I don't mind doing it publicly. Your choice.
Do it.
So it looks to me, and it seems to be, that the greatest threat presented in crypto to the powers that be are the fact that it negates malfeasance and lack of auditing capacity. Therefore, my conclusion logically is, if that's the case, then perhaps the question should be, if you're not on the blockchain, proof of audit, or...
Well, the proof of audit is happening. Like now you're starting to projects are able to call their audit on chain type of thing.
Oh no, bro, I'm not talking about crypto.
Okay.
I'm talking about creative accounting. I'm talking about government audits.
You're talking about like proof of liquidity, proof of reserves.
I'm talking about massive monster donations going here, there, and everywhere that are never ever audited. I'm talking about centralized banks that are never ever audited. I'm talking about businesses that rely on creative accountants to cook books because that's how it's always been, and this presents a threat.
Yeah.
Therefore, should not the question be in the vernacular framed such that everybody needs to either feel obligated to get on the blockchain or be presumed malfeasant?
Well, see, that's the thing. That's a hard question to ask.
There's no nice way to ask it. There's no nice way to ask it.
You're saying that takes a holier than thou approach that
Point.
Our banking system has worked, and the definition of work is used loosely here.
Of course.
For
Noted.
6,000 years, give or take.
Bingo.
Plus, and so what's happened is a big like that. The big shift on it on the banking side is they get to play with our money while it's in transit. That's where they make their interest to toss their little pennies worth of interest onto the consumer. But that's how, like, right now, if we were to say, hey, banks need to use blockchain on a technological implementation standpoint, that's not available. And so the banks that aren't using blockchain would then have an advantage over the banks that do use blockchain.
Oh, indeed.
Because they get to they have to only settle at the end of the day. Now, does
indeed.
blockchain make for a really really good exit strategy of like how to slowly move like different rails? Yes, it does. And I support that fully. But we have to entice them over. One moment, Earth Science. We have to entice them over, or Earth Scout. I apologize. We have to entice them and incentivize them, not say, if you're not here, you're evil.
No. Agreed. My words were improperly ordered.
No, your words weren't. Your words are good words. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that you have bad thoughts on that. We like to use heavy words to push that feeling of thought because that's what we see. But also, that's how insurances are able to pay for 1,000 claims at once, rather than 1 million claims or all of the smaller things, because they have money floating,
Sure, in the air, juggling plates.
Yeah, and juggling plates, that is not what we necessarily believe in crypto, or that's not what crypto allows at this moment. But that's the thing. The banking industry is a push-pull system. And crypto right now is just a push system. And so as we're looking for like on-chain credit and everything like that, we have to find ways to convince people to come on chain. So how instead of saying,
we'll figure this out.
Yes, and I agree with you. I think we will. But instead of saying, hey, you're either here or you're evil, how about, hey, if you come here, you could get more donations.
Or, hey, have you saved all of this on embarrassing audits this year?
Yeah.
Make it funny, make it tongue-in-cheek. Hey, you know, that raise your accountant was asking for, they may not need it. They may not need it. I don't know.
All right. We have a new person on stage, Earth Scout.
Thanks for entertaining me.
I know 100%. We are going to continue this conversation. I'm seeing if Earth Scout is adding to this. GM.
Yeah, I just started following Shapeshift today after like a post of mine, and I'm discovering your space and friendly topics here.
Do you use Shapeshift?
I've heard about it. Isn't that the thing that changed one crypto into another?
Yes. That is the simplest answer. I love that. That was the... Yes.
Yeah, I would love to use it more often, but I don't have savings because the economy is shit, and I don't have a lot of income right now.
Always, that is one of those funny things where people are like, always like, buy the dip, and the response is, with what? So yeah. No, I totally understand that.
I have wallets and I can put money in it, but if I have like $5 or $20 for the week, I'll keep it to give at the grocery, like on the debit card. That's no charge and that's no hassle, and that's where my money's at. I won't transfer it for the kick of it and end up with paying fees and just facing infrastructure issue. I don't have like the crypto to fiat debit card. So this is all implementation things that you were talking about. This is a good subject. A lot can be made more accessible by the banks if they wanted, like overnight. You know, there it's lots of small crypto project we've seen over the years. They give like this card that you can fill from a balance online on an account. So the banks has already all this set up. You just have to start making their card crypto friendly.
Yep.
But it's like something they always like going against, but openly in the public. But when you look at what they're doing, they're slowly deploying the crypto for themselves behind the scene and for regulatory aspect.
They are. It looks like we have. This is a Knight of Hands. All right, Fox.
That led me to an unasked question. And that was, is it not in the best interest, since Bitcoin was made for person to person and not pretend it's like nation state to nation state technology Satoshi wanted, and that maybe it's a race for those who have the nuts and the balls to fathom and secure their 12 to 24 word seed phrase, or if they multi-sig or whatever, just to hold their own assets? There's going to be three categories. Either you're going to hold somebody's IOU and they're going to hold your crypto and only exit to fiat, or you're going to self-custody, or it's going to be held by a nation state. Is that not the landscape and reality as I've fathomed it, or no?
You got into some deep pieces there, and
well, just can I shorten it then? As far as we can agree, Satoshi intended Bitcoin for peer-to-peer.
Yes.
And I wholly welcome nation states being peers. But I think with all this ETF stuff that only off-ramps to fiat, you're not really a peer if you're an ETF holder. You hold an IOU, just like everything else historically. You got an IOU for your stocks, IOU for fill in the blank, or you self-custody.
So
am I off? Am I mistaken?
So, okay. So one, yes, you're 100% right that Bitcoin, Satoshi's vision of Bitcoin was not an ETF. Now, and the idea behind that in a way is, look, banks can't trade Bitcoin. We even look at SAP 121 or SAR 121, and banks can't even custody their own Bitcoin. They have to go out to a couple other people. And so while there's no regulation written around Bitcoin yet, that's clear as day, and what they can do and they can create and have no problem with is an ETF. So it gets them here. It gets them as a financial instrument to what they know. And it is not the same as holding Bitcoin. But if out of 1,000 people that buy it or hold like the IBIT or any of the other BTC ETFs, maybe there's like one or two that they're like, hey, wait, this is something I can also own myself.
I like what Shapeshift said earlier when he said about proof of audit. because I was just posting about appraisal fraud and the real estate market. So where I want to go with that is that how I'm seeing that we could service the debt is if we peg the national debt to the Bitcoin or a finely tuned coin for that effect. That can be like a debt coin, a new thing, and it's just like deflationary. So it will sort of like reduce the debt over time, and the more people like, you can buy it as a strategic reserve, and it will just lower your debt at the same time. As a sort of self-connecting wormhole, so we'll create a debt black hole. We'll just go into like always gaining value, so the debt will just shrink essentially. Yeah, like, but if we don't address the corruption issue, this can all work well either way. But the rate at it will be like the exponentially like rising. It will be like just different. But we must not necessarily become like just an open sink, you know. It should be also striving for like a certain ethics, I think. A best practice should be baked in. So if we're eventually servicing the debt from a deflationary coin, we should address to close the loopholes that are just like in our system currently, like appraisal, municipal bond, and then you can just fudge up the numbers to get more loan and get better ratings, and then the loan for the green project, and they're essentially just printing money. I have nothing printing money if everyone can print the money, but at the same time, it should not be like incentivizing like bad behaviors as just get people in some sort of like stuck situation that's not good for them or for the community. So I think I'm not vested in crypto, but I've been following like the whole network of it over the years and how it evolves, and with XRP and versus Stellar, and now XRP is now getting more mainstream. It was essentially, I think it was like the mainstream version of like this compared to the open Stellar. So to see XRP being talked by those large accounts gets me wonder what's they have in store for us. I'd like to hear more about what are your thoughts about like perhaps servicing the debt with like deflationary coin, perhaps pegging the national debt to
Well,
a coin like that. So do you think it can be like sustainable?
so it's not necessarily okay. This is my thoughts on it that I'm sort of like thinking of right now. It's not like when we hear the word strategic reserve and like backing the dollar with Bitcoin and stuff like that. I don't necessarily know.
Not the dollar, but the debt specifically.
Like, so like, how would we get the debt? How would they fix the debt? They would sell the Bitcoin to get cash to pay it, you know, because that's because it's, you know, it's not a tradable institutional asset. You know, are we getting to that point? Maybe, but like, I think that's like maybe like 3 years away, if not longer, you know. Now, if we were to build up like if any country we've seen start to build up like a Bitcoin strategic reserve, what are we going to have happen? We're going to have the IMF, the International Money Fund, come in and say, hey, if you want a loan from us, if you want to do any money or banking with any of these other national banks or countries, you're going to have to drop your Bitcoin stance. Just like we've seen, you know, the IMF do to El Salvador, and these countries still need money to like what we're seeing in South America. They're not even they're using Bitcoin, but they're using Bitcoin layer like Lightning to make payments, and so I think Bitcoin should be held as an asset at this point, but it because it's not there's too much going on the network right now for me to use it as let me pay this $10 bill with $10 worth of Bitcoin, and like we just circular money like that. Like that's fun within like a farmer's market and stuff like that. But at a national level, at a worldwide level, it's not circulated enough for us to get that circular flywheel of everyone using it. And so
right. But that wasn't where I was going to, is like collateralizing. So like the collateralization of the debt with Bitcoin. So the more that Bitcoin gain in value, the lesser the debt amount is as a result. It's not something you would like transactionally be involved into, just like in sort of like perhaps some annual payments or some trimestral payment to the people, to the creditor.
Yeah.
But if, the more you would essentially say, okay, I'm going to buy for $35 trillion of Bitcoin, then the price will just skyrocket. So whatever, because then it's going to keep going inflationary. So the value, if it's eventually after a couple of years, it end up at 70 trillion, then you can always say, okay, I'm going to sell half every 2 years or something, and it's just going to erase the debt, and we can just like start over.
Yeah. Well, so like what happens in something like that, this is where, in my opinion, Michael Saylor found the money printing glitch, because Bitcoin goes up so much in value compared to traditional assets, and so he borrows against his Bitcoin to buy more Bitcoin. He borrows against the shares of his company, and buys more shares of his company to buy more Bitcoin, and then he leverages that debt to borrow more money. And so what the thing that can happen is if I'm, let's say I'm Uncle Sam, or I'm country X, and I have one Bitcoin to bring to the bank to borrow against to pay debt. Now, all I'm doing is transferring that debt over to that Bitcoin. So now that Bitcoin becomes that reserve piece that I'm borrowing against. And so let's say I'm borrowing at an 80% LTV, loan to value ratio. So if I have $1 and I borrow 80 cents, if Bitcoin fluctuates in price and like drops, I get liquidated or I go into default. Now, the number one thing that the U.S. has never done, now I'm not talking about, and most other countries as well, the U.S. has never defaulted on a debt. And right now, that is the IOU behind a dollar. The dollar might be worth a whole lot less, but than what it used to be. But the dollar IOU is still valid.
Right, it's a fair point that is relatively volatile, and this could do a sort of like a short squeeze or something, and then just put the whole economy in a pickle.
Yeah, and
we could perhaps like do something that's engineered to have less volatility, or perhaps to be more like institutionalized, more closed market, perhaps, or something like more like tailored to the use case.
I think the government's owning Bitcoin is a good thing, you know, because if you look at it like if you're any country, you would want to stockpile anything that has value, because you know then you can either leverage it in some way, shape, or form. You know, like the U.S. government has a strategic cheese reserve. What do they do with their excess cheese? They give it away. You know.
But wasn't the Tron or the XRP the supposedly more stable coin that you were trying to develop? Perhaps it did not turn up with less volatility that you think it would have had.
Well, that's the idea behind stable dollars, is the volatility. And what XRP does right now, it is just an instantaneous transfer of value. So banks can't mess with money while it's in transit. But right now, XRP or Ripple covers insurance. So like, let's say you're the US and you're sending money to Germany. Well, you're going to send them 1 million XRP because it is worth $2 million. Well, right now, Ripple covers the insurance on that that million XRP is at least going to be that $2 million worth of debt. If it drops below $2 million, Ripple covers that debt piece of it. And this is where when we're still anoint blockchain with dollar amounts, we're always going to have variables and prices of things in short amount of time. And so, but that's the stability the banking system has, is if the bank sends you $50, it's going to be $50 when it arrives in your account, you know, in 15 minutes, you know, that $50 could be worth 150, or it could be worth, you know, 5. And so that's one of the things that we have to take into effect. Like in a small micro system, we see the ease of the system, and by meeting certain banking standards like the ISO 20222, yeah, it's three twos at the end. That meets certain standards that it compliant with like different banking and country records and stuff like that. So it can be used as an alternative form of payment. Will it become the primary form of payment? No, but it might set the guardrails up for a bank to create its own like stable, its own transactional piece. What we really want here is, and I don't really care if they're trading Bitcoin or Ethereum or Shitcoin X or Wells Fargo, you know, WF. What I would love to see is DLT being implemented, distributed ledger technology, blockchain, basically. So if the data is that way, whether it's private or public blockchain, that would go back to Fox's original request for audits. Now, if it was on a ledger like that, if they're using DLT, it doesn't matter what they're transacting. You know, someone could enter it into the computer, and there's a blockchain. Their ledger, their bank ledger is on blockchain as like a note. Like John just got $150,000 from Steve. You know, what that can do though is that can make people worry about the privacy side of things. You know.
Excuse me. Can I ask you, what was the name? Michael Saver? How do you write it?
Michael Saylor.
Okay, Sailor, like the Marine.
Yeah. Okay. SAYLAR. His company is MSTR is the ticker.
I think you need to go to sailoruniversity.com, may be the place for you to look. And I forgive my rudeness, but you seem concerned, sir, about the debt America has. And I'm reminded, unless it's changed, that Japan holds the majority of America's debt. And ultimately, I believe it comes down to energy and having enough energy, water, and food for your population. And it turns out that the greatest holder of our debt is an island that's going to need probably all the above. And not to be ruthless, but it's just as far as the debt goes, I think we can agree that Bitcoin is probably best if we self-custody it. And it may be advantageous to ask Japan what they would like to settle the debt, or maybe they'd settle out of court, or maybe, they'll trade for some cheese or something. But they're not big on the cheese in the Japanese diet.
Yeah. Well,
I like the idea to have Bitcoin as edge against a debt, even. So I think we should think of it like almost like a real estate. How we can leverage against it, but we keep it as sort of like the pocket. The more Bitcoin you have, the deeper your pocket that you can loan against become. And the higher the value of the Bitcoin gets, well, that's just a bonus. It'll eventually mean that you can loan more, but you still have to need sound growth strategy and
here's this is a maybe an elitist question, and I say this because I have debt. What about if just paying off the debt and I'm not borrowing more against that?
Right, but I wouldn't pay my debt with the Bitcoin because I can loan against it, and the Bitcoin will still be mine and will continue to gain in value.
Unless you default on your debt,
then I'll be done with at a fixed price with no future. It's money that's going to lose value. So it's like you're paying your debt with money that's like self-destructing, so it's like not a big deal. But I would like to keep the asset that will gain in equity, like the home. If I have the home and I make the renovation into it, it'll gain in equity. So the Bitcoin, I will think of it more like real estate. It's essentially going to gain in equity. So I wouldn't want to sacrifice the Bitcoin or whatever deflationary coin you're getting a loan against to pay that. That's the whole thing, is that you sort of like get away with sort of like a return on investment, if you want.
But that is, I disagree. And the reason why I disagree, I'm going to think this out a little bit, so I apologize, but can I
stall? Can I stall for you while you're thinking?
Nope, because I'm thinking this out loud. Because I want you to hear the thought process on this, because I feel that way of thinking is too traditional, and that is the same system that broke everything. Is, hey, this thing keeps going up in value, so let's borrow more money against it. That is traditional TradFi banking, and that is against the idea of Satoshi. That is against the idea of blockchain. The idea of blockchain is you spend what you have, and it is yours and yours alone. Now, the idea of credit isn't a bad thing. A lot of people rely on credit to pay the bills, to buy larger things that they normally can afford, but they can't afford it all at once, but like broken down into 30 payments, they can pay for it or something like that. And so like borrowing for a short-term piece, I think there's a fine balance, but leveraging your own assets Because what happens if Bitcoin drops? 1, you get liquidated. 2, you lose your Bitcoin. 3, you still owe the debt. So I think that
right, it has to be relatively short term to mitigate the volatility, and it has to be in a more. You don't just stack up the debt to the full extent. You have to like do it like almost like you're trading only 5% and in interesting project that you've calculated the risk. It has to be planned out carefully.
Yeah,
I agree. But it could be something. If it wasn't meant for it, then it wouldn't be like deflationary, and it wouldn't be like accessible. You say like, oh, but he did not plan for it like in this way. Well, perhaps it's not like a primary use, but it can sort of like serve a certain strategy also.
Yeah.
We just have not closed option,
Yeah. And it's an interesting piece to think of, but I think it's, for me, instead of figuring out more ways to create more debt and like back that debt with better things, like as of right now,
I'm actually thinking how to create more growth. Actually,
yeah.
So and that is like I'm short of assets currently in my life, so I'm thinking like, how can I do something that I can leverage?
The reason why we're in the trillions of dollars to do things is because we've gotten into the trillions of dollars of debt. You look at what it costs to build.
It was bad. It wasn't used for growth.
Yeah, well, you look at what was
for political or power grab and just got carried away.
Yeah. Fox, what was your thought? And I didn't mean to, I just was in the middle of thinking that out.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. I'm a patient if I'm anything. I just wanted to say that I got into this whole space from the Satoshi white paper and the peer-to-peer thing, and I stayed and I transformed into the Bitcoin's not for selling mindset. And I apply that for Rune and Morpheus as well. Fox, not so much. But now that Fox is being burned and you can stake Fox and earn Rune and then buy more Morpheus, I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. It is. I think that is, and you can stake, and you don't lose your position on ETH with staking towards more. And what it's, so more is sort of printing, not printing money, which is cool because it's the aspect like where we see like LSTs and systems of LSTs with LRTs, like liquid staking tokens and liquid restake tokens. We're basically floating new dollars and saying on chain, like I take 1 ETH and I go stake it, and now I have an LST, a liquid stake token, and then I go stake that and I have a liquid restake token. So now it looks like on chain there's 3 ETH, when in reality there's only 1 ETH. And so that system is one of those things that is fine as long as like there's no issues on like the second layer or reminting layer and stuff like that, or it becomes a money grab to unstake and claim more ETH than what was actually staked. And so it could be an issue. But what I wanted to point out something is it cost $40 million to build the Empire State Building. Today, that's worth, it's equivalent to approximately $661 million. But if we wanted to build the Empire State Building today, it would be $1 billion+, like a $2 billion project. And the reason why is because people want to take all of this debt stuff and like, they're like, we can just add zeros because we'll collateralize debt and everything like that. And so I think because we've gotten so big on this growing aspect that if we back it up a little bit and we start paying all of this debt off, that this national debts and different countries' debts off, then, you know, I'm not saying we're going to get back to like 1930 prices, but like we're going to start seeing a reduction in the amount of cost of things, because there's so much debt around the world, because people are borrowing to borrow and to print. And so like, what was really hilarious is everyone was wanting the US to buy this Bitcoin that it was going to liquidate from Silk Road. Well, where was it going to get the money to do that? It was going to go print more money to buy that Bitcoin or replace it with that Bitcoin. So we're letting fake money buy real Bitcoin. All a country needs to do is print money, and then it can buy Bitcoin. So,
right, and then the price of Bitcoin will rise accordingly to the supply and eventually to the demand. When it reaches its full capacity, then the demand will lead the price onward.
Yeah, and what that will mean is that it will cost you 15,000 sats to do a transaction, and that 15,000 sats in reality is $15,000. Are you going to pay $15,000 to do a transaction?
Right, but what I'm thinking is that eventually, like, the infrastructure will mature and we'll start to use other coins for transaction.
Yeah,
that will be more like tokenized with a certain value, more like a casino or a sport fair where they give you the tokens, you know, they assign the value to it. So that's more like, I see it like in the longer term.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure that it will be like a thing like you say, if we all like get to, oh, sorry, I forgot my train of thought.
That's okay.
I'd love to jump in real quick because I clearly failed on making a shameless plug, and I totally believe that it's brilliant mathematical poetry, the staking of ETH on Morpheus and all that whole scenario. But I was more specifically referring to the ability to stake Fox on Shapeshift and get paid out in Rune.
Yeah. And that is a good piece there. You know, I
know it, but I'll have to check more about it.
So,
I will send some stuff to you, sir.
Let me see here real quick. I have to go. I haven't checked my Shapeshift in a minute. So. Boop 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 boop.
I had tried to stake some coin for a while, couple weeks, and then was just like, I wanted like to take it out. It was on another site. I don't remember it. I have it somewhere in my bookmarks. But what ended up happening is that I waited like forever, and then eventually I converted the stack back into the coin, and I end up like losing some value.
Yeah.
While staking it should have bring the value up, but the transaction to bring it back with the ETH price, it costs more to take it out from the stake back into the original value.
Yeah.
So that's something that the gas price, you have to factor it into the expected return, or then it's just going to, you think you're going to, if you're like, you say, oh, I want to onboard people. Well, okay, you onboard people. But if you say you make this amount and then they take it out and they end up under, then that's not a good customer service, approach. So the information is important for the instruction, that you don't end up with a bad surprise. So if there's a gas price to be added then have it like a variable that's like just dynamically daily or something, pulling the price and just adjusting the realistic outcome of the transaction for the person that take the money out of the stake. So I don't know how Fox does it at Shapeshifter, but that's something that I had an issue I had run into that I had found unpleasant, because I wasn't in a rush. I could have waited more. I had known that the gas price will just like eat up my profit, but at the time it wasn't clear. I just tried it out and it ended up like in a bad place. But it wasn't much, but eventually I stopped using this platform I was using for staking because of it.
Now, there's a new dashboard that you're allowed to go and get quotes and check what the gas will be without even connecting your wallet on Shapeshift that just rolled out recently.
Yep.
I'll send you some links.
All right, DM me stuff. I'll check it out on my next coffee break.
And I hear what you're sort of saying. And so what you're saying is, you know, you're staking token X at 18%, and so you're earning, you know, 18 tokens per year for every 100 tokens you stake. Well, and that what people forget about is that's everyone is doing is earning that 18%. And so what people will do is, you know, the emissions is where people like will sell off that reward piece, that excess reward. And so you might have gone in with 100 tokens, but when you unstake, you have 118 tokens, and it's less value. Right now has a less dollar value than when you had 100 tokens. But then you also, like, you know, obviously you're also accounting for like transaction fees, ETH fees, and GUI. Yes, you know, we got to look for when GUI is low to trade sometimes or do certain functions. I don't know where you're at, but sometimes, you know, like in the States and stuff like that, they would have like high power surges or Uber surges. Like it costs more to travel during certain peak times and stuff like that. And so either you plan around that or you know that you're going to be paying a little bit of a premium to do that. And so the idea for that is to stake long enough to where that incentive is disproportionate.
All right.
I'm compelled to request clarification. It's stuck in my head regarding, and I got it through the Thorchain spaces, that in crypto it's APY, that in effect that's backwards looking as inverse to APR, which is what you'll get through the year. APY is what you would have gotten looking backwards. Is that correct? Am I clear on that, or?
It's a different spin on the same word. It generally means this same outcome, that if you lock your stuff up for a year, you'll have 18% more. You're not going to have 18%. You might not have 18% more dollar value, but you'll have, like, if you're putting in token X, you know, and it's an APR or API, you'll have a return or yield on that. And so you put in 100 tokens, you'll have 18 extra tokens at the end of the year.
I believe it would be a healthy exercise to just do hypothetical, if you do it through an ETF or you do it through your stockbroker with whatever stock, and just compare and contrast the service fees, shipping and handling, and costs associated with all these different transactions and all these different financial vehicles. And I think the stress and the frustration will be equally dispensed in every category.
It can be, you know, and that's like I'm not going, like, me personally, I don't go and sit in a pool that's making less than I don't know, 150%, because I know the excess amount of tokens is going to go down that much, that the dollar value will go down that much until the supply has been distributed. And then it no longer becomes a, hey, let's get this token out there thing, to a, this token has value and is being used now, and it becomes deflationary. So you got to think on the inflationary side of it and the sell-off side of it. So when everyone sort of says everything's going to zero, what they're sort of talking about, it might not all go to zero. And I know Bitcoin won't go to zero, because I have an order out there for Bitcoin that I will pay 0.00001 cent for all the Bitcoin that's out there right now. So there is a market order out there for me to buy Bitcoin at that price. So I will hold the entire ecosystem up if I have to. But yeah, it's what's the word I'm thinking of? There's a lot of things that are going in a downward movement because there's more supply of the token, and people are selling off that excess supply. They still might have that 1,000 tokens staked, but those extra tokens that they're earning on the side, they're selling off. So there's an inflationary supply and there's a deflationary price. So that price gap becomes deeper and deeper and deeper. Now, what you can do, what some protocols allow you to do, and like what I love to do, is I auto compound my yield back in, so that I'm not earning those tokens on the side. They're getting added to my initial liquidity, and I'm earning, that percentage on top of that percentage on top of that percentage.
That's a yearly thing.
Well, no, the compounding happens, like I use Beefy as one of mine, and it's like every other day on some of the compounding.
What's the site, please?
Beefy.com, BEEFY.com.
Does it use like the fuel cost?
No, once you deposit into it, that's a transaction, and then when but while it's sitting in the pool, it's being auto managed.
BEEFY.
Yep.
Is that associated with the beef market or some homesteading initiative or something?
No.
That makes it special?
They wanted to use a cow, Beefy. They're having fun.
But while it's stake, it's not your keys.
True.
Are there places that we can stake that we keep our keys, or is that the whole issue is about gaining liquidity from people that stake?
Well, so what you're providing liquidity. So you don't lose your keys. You're not giving up your keys. You're just not in custody of your crypto, of the initial crypto. You're given like a token receipt that you have crypto in that, that your crypto is in there. But
right, it's like I'm loaning to. It's like a micro loan to somebody.
yeah, and so that allows for the market to trade, value across that pair.
Okay, but can I just take the money out anytime, or
Yep.
is it only at ending the period that
Nope.
they decide?
You can take it out anytime.
Have you tried repeatedly, like several transactions, not just 1, 2, 3, but like have you successfully like?
I've been using Beefy for about 5 years.
Right, so you've successfully removed money from there. You withdraw several times. You're not just looking at the balance over there.
I'm actually withdrawing money right now. Yes.
Because I've been scammed like that. They show me this thing I can compound and I can do all this activity, and I've been at it for over a month, and then I come to withdraw my money, and it's like, oh no, you got to give us this minimum amount for the withdrawal fees, and there's all those surprises that just never ends.
Yeah, no, Beefy is highly audited, and what they're doing is they're using different dexes. They're using different dexes that they're providing the liquidity for. The Beefy is highly, you're good.
Yeah, he's sensitive to the gas fees, as am I.
Yep.
My whole thing is I still have the fantasy of just like you're taking your guitar to the pawn shop. It's not a taxable event, and just borrow against a deflationary asset, pay off your loan, get your asset back, rinse and repeat without a taxable event. That's my whole stupid fantasy. And God forbid with some privacy, but it's a fantasy. I know. Maybe, but Zcash is being integrated into Maya Protocol, which is a Thorchain friendly fork.
Yep.
So the hope is still alive.
What's hilarious, my friend Nick used to bring his guitars to the pawn shop, and he would borrow $1 against each guitar. The reason why is because he wasn't doing it for the debt side of things. He was doing it because he had like 40 guitars, and the pawn shop had to keep them in humidified space. They had to keep them perfect, So
climate controlled.
Climate controlled.
Cheaper than storage. Smart guy.
Yeah. So yeah. And so that was sort of the fun thing there. We have another guest that we might have to pivot for a minute from the conversation, gentlemen. If Kat decides to join us. I told Kat I would put something on fire.
Oh, here, get out of here.
Hey guys, how's it going?
GM.
It's actually really late for me here. It's like almost midnight.
Same.
But you said you were going to burn an element if I showed up, so I had to show up.
And for those that don't know, Element is Asset Dash has been one of my two biggest asset management apps. Basically, you can see all of your different assets in one place. They added a lot of different gamification to it, like checking in, opening up a daily fortune cookie for tickets. You used to earn tokens and stuff like that. Now you earn coin and like gold bars, and you can buy stuff with that within their little marketplace. They're looking for that attention economy. What they originally launched was these Vanta cards, NFTs. And there was, if you had a different set of like hands, you could get multipliers on your tokens. And so I minted my max 5. Oh my gosh, I don't remember when that happened. But that was 5 SOL a piece I minted, or like 5.5 SOL a piece. Minted those. I wrote them all the way up past 25 SOL, and then they dropped all the way down to like 0.3 or 0.3 SOL. And now I think they're like 1 point something SOL. And the reason I didn't sell them is because I really believed in what Vanta was doing, because one of the big things that they did on the side was their education courses. They were doing like these little 6 to 7 slide, here we are shouting from the rooftop, this is our project type of thing. And so I talked with the Asset Dash team, you know, and they're like, oh yeah, you need 10 Vantas and we'll give you 2 learn and earn courses. So I actually have 2 learn and earn courses on Vanta in Asset Dash that I put out, or I haven't put them out yet. That's the thing. I was going to do them with one project. That project just didn't do anything. And so like what was really cool was they're verified separate wallet accounts. So like people can't tie one wallet to multiple accounts. So it's individual people. So like some courses are having like 2,000 people read them. Some courses have 60,000 people reading them. So if you're looking for an easy way, like some of my 2 management tools are actually 4 management tools: Rally, aka Floor, Asset Dash, DBank, and Step Finance. So yeah, Kat, who are you? What do you do at Vanta?
I'm just an affiliate. I don't get paid or anything. I'm just here to support the team in pushing the app and elements. I'm just bullish on everything they're doing. It's awesome. I'm actually fairly new to this space. I just re-entered after taking a massive break. And Elements was the first community that brought me back. So it kind of feels like they're home to me. And Asset Dash just makes it so easy to keep everything less overwhelming in the crypto space. Like everything is right in one place. I open up the app. That's the first thing I do. I can see how everything's doing right in one spot. So bullish on them.
Yeah, the 2 things I really like with that is like NFTs. If it shows the floor price, you can actually change that. You can edit. You can put in what you paid for it, so you can actually get a cleaner view of what your portfolio looks like. It's a nice, clean thing. One of the really cool things that they did in their early days was they partnered with different communities. So if you had one of those NFTs and you connected, you got gold membership or gold rewards, which was really cool. They did that by having 35% or more of a community of holders join Asset Dash. So they onboarded a really amazing way. They were at first they were like a giveaway gift site. They were giving like PlayStation 4s at like for like $100, you know, reselling it, like headphones, gym memberships, all sorts of crazy stuff. So yeah, Dashers was the original NFT that they'd put out, and I got one of those still, but I don't have any elements.
The Asset Dash like drip collection.
Yeah. Oh no. Before it was the original drip collection before that, but you got it just for holding.
Oh, I don't know about. I bought some of their drip collection, so I hold some Dashers, but I don't know too much about that. I'm watching your live stream right now, and it's actually crazy you're holding 11 Vantas. That's insane to me.
Yeah, and so now I'm trying to think of which one I want to burn.
Yeah, it's random, so none of the ranking or anything like that is really going to tell you what the element will become. And also, I don't know if you know, but it's a manual process now. So when you burn this, you're gonna
send it to
the fastest way is to open a ticket in the Discord and get that element. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go see.
Is there a GitHub we can contribute, or you said there's a community? I mean, is it like close.
It's not an open source project, if that's what you're asking about. From the aspect of, but heck, you can always go contribute to any GitHub. That's what I do a lot.
I don't have a job currently, so I'm looking for like perhaps some. I know it's open source, but like I don't know. Is there like team and
yeah, they're
like
well
a
established
way to earn an income, or is it like a
no?
small
Well, you could, I guess.
contracting?
You would have to go to the Discord and find and see. Let's see here. What do I want to see? I want to see my Vantas. My Vantas. I have a rarity number 1, so that's 1982. We're not going to sell that. We're not going to burn that. 5815. All right. That is what we're going to do. 5815. That is what we're going to do. All right.
Is there a place we can watch the live stream?
It is in, if you look in the Jumbotron of Twitter of the space, it is right there. Oh man. I can't believe I said that I would burn a Vanta. Jeez. Fox, what?
The price of Elements floor is higher than Vanta's, so you're increasing your sold price. That matters to you at all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't be sad you're going to burn a Fanta. Be damn proud you kept your word to a lady. That's the important thing.
All right, let's see here. 58. All right, send this. Boom. Burn. Oh my gosh, we're burning a Vanta. Sending. Burn. We burned.
Keep vibration positive.
This is I think this is a Vanta we minted.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh no, that was a year
and
ago.
that just go to a no withdrawal account that just locks the coin away.
Yep. Burned it.
And what's the use of burning coin like that? Is it something you do for the strength of your chain, or to?
So what that actually, it's sort of like a butterfly effect in the, I guess that's in the aspect of a chrysalis. So the idea of they wanted to reduce the supply of Vantas by putting, so basically I'm burning my Vanta card. In exchange, I'm going to get an element. So,
I mean, I can talk a little bit about elements if you want.
I would love for you to talk about elements.
So basically, all of the utility from Vanta was passed on to Elements, and Elements is the main collection of Acid Dash. And Acid Dash does a lot of things. You talked about it a little bit. It's a portfolio tracker. It tracks your airdrops. You can trade on it now. It has Whale Watch, which is really cool. And you get gold for that. So that's the in-app currency, which you can exchange for free meme coins. So guaranteed win loot boxes. So it's basically just free money back. But essentially the Elements was the first collection ever minted on the WNS standard. So it has on-chain history and provenance, which is really cool. It will always be the first. It's an extremely unique collection. They started out with 40,000 and condensed it down to 10,000. So it's really high, traits, really low percent traits. Sorry, I should say, that makes every element really unique. And so all of the utility of Elements is tied within Acid Dash. So you get more rewards for using the app, more gold, which you can redeem for even more free money, essentially. So bullish on the app. bullish on using elements as utility within the app. It's really awesome. And they keep growing every single day. There's a really important announcement they've been hinting at that's coming out tomorrow. I have no idea what it is, so I can't give any details on that. But I'm really curious to see if they're going to be opening up like an NFT marketplace, and they've been teasing at a partnership with Graphane. So I'm wondering if it might be an AI agent. I have no idea, but every time the Asset Dash app upgrades and gets better, the elements become more valuable, which is why you're seeing the floor price increase a lot over the last couple of days.
Yeah.
I've heard that if we get into NFT, we can get into trouble with like audit and a lot of issue like with the IRS. Is there truth to that? And is there like a best practice guide to stay like legit and out of trouble and just no asshole, you know?
I am not a CPA, so I cannot give you.
I personally
any tax
don't
advice.
know too much about that.
But
Taco, do you have anything on that?
yes, I am not a CPA, so I will not give any tax advice in dealing with the IRS. But
no, I know, but I mean, if you're talking about NFT, okay, are you dealing with NFT for some time? Or are you just like doing your thing? Do you have like resource you can like guide people to?
I've
into.
Let's see here. I have
share experience, perhaps, if it's you think if that's a good idea for a beginner.
It's one of those things. It's a digital asset. You're able to spend it, buy whatever you want, you know. And so, where there's issues is or concerns, how you report that, you know. And it is your choice. If you choose to report it, if you choose not to, you know, because there isn't clear guidelines on crypto yet, I work in a gray area in the aspect of I tax myself when I onboard, when I transfer money from my bank account to on-ramp into crypto, I tax myself. And then when I send crypto from my Coinbase account to my MetaMask, I tax it. And when I send crypto from my off-chain back to my Coinbase, I tax it. And then when I spend my crypto on Coinbase using my debit card, I tax that. I'm probably overtaxing myself, but because I'm not keeping track of every transaction when I'm on-chain, i.e. when I'm in a self-custody wallet like MetaMask or Phantom, I'm not going to give you know, yeah. So I bought Fart Coin and then I rotated that into Unicorn Fart Dust, and then I sold that for Butthole Coin, and then I rotated that into Shark Coin. I'm not putting that on any tax form, but if I made profits and I offload it into the real world, I'll tax that. So that is how I'm currently doing it, because I'm just rotating things, and I'm playing into that card of digital asset transference. So until they come up with clear regulation, you can go buy whatever you want. It is just like you can go buy drugs. I'm not telling you to go buy drugs. It is not illegal to buy drugs. It is illegal to sell drugs, and it is illegal to have drugs, depending on where you're at in the world and what drug it is. But it is never illegal to buy drugs.
Right. Let's not compare drugs with tax, because it's like totally different things.
I don't know.
In my brain, at least.
I compare the tax man to a drug dealer all the time, but that's a whole different thing. But
okay, so
yeah,
wasn't there like a Bitcoin that was found to be not a security a couple of years back?
So Bitcoin has been deemed a commodity, not a security. And the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, has filed Wells notice against different organizations, different companies, and tries to claim that certain things are a security. but they haven't actually won any of those cases in court to have them deemed a security. You know, but they, you know, and we have like Coinbase fighting back. We have Ripple fighting back because they're trying to claim some things as security, but they're not actually, they're not succeeding yet.
Okay. So for the time being, it's like commodity. So
Yep.
it's like just something different.
And just because something is a security doesn't mean you can't buy it. You can buy a security. You can go buy stock.
You can go on any option site and start meta trading, whatever. I just have to file what they're expecting me from me. So it's not that I cannot do it. It's that eventually when the clock runs out, I have to be in order.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, it's just an accounting. It comes down to accounting and how are you keeping track of your profit and your losses? You know? So
right. It's a good practice to have a trading book, I presume, in any case.
Yeah.
All right. Or something. You have a QuickBook or what do you recommend?
I use Coinbase's internal 9515 form. I think is the right form that they automatically keep track of all of that automatically for me.
Oh, you start to introduce the forms now. Okay, good thing.
Well, no, this is just a tracking of digital assets tax form that's used for that's being used right now because there is no specific form for tracking crypto. Yet.
I'm just saying that if this call's monitored for quality assurance, that I fully intend to pay a shitload of taxes after I intentionally make a taxable event out of an assload of crypto.
Yeah.
And that I think Kat needs to self-identify as a super evangelist supermodel instead of just an enthusiast volunteer. And then when they go to Kat, when they go to thank you, just say, please kindly thank me by paying your invoice prompt and courteously, and just say you're going to do some consultation for them. So to help them defray their own tax liability, they'd better off compensate their supermodel evangelist.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, no, and I feel, Fox, I feel like you just tried to pull the model aspect so everyone thinks of you as a model Fox as well. And we know how shifty you are.
Not so much. Not so much. I could be one of those like elder dapper models.
For AARP?
You know what? I could be a hot, young, sexy 10-foot model. I have sublime 10 feet. And that's what they say. True happiness is 10 feet. I think George Hamilton was quoted as saying that.
Heck yeah.
So is this just like a loaning market where I'm going to stake my money and it's just going to profit somebody and eventually I get a return?
Are you talking about Asset Dash?
Like everything crypto. Either I keep it like I stack it in my pocket or I stack it in somebody else's pocket. Eventually there's a return and I just put it out.
Yeah, well, that's not all of crypto. That's some of crypto. Because what they're trying to do is like some of it is supporting proof of stake systems and like the ecosystem behind it all. But Asset Dash is basically you don't even have to connect your wallets. You can, and that's just proof of ownership. But you can put your wallet addresses into Asset Dash so you can see all of your assets in one location.
I was brought to the crypto sphere from trading Forex. So I went into crypto like because it had more volatility. So
Mhm.
and I could have like micro amount to play with.
Yeah.
So that's how I started to. But that's like either I'm trading or either I'm loaning. But it's like I'm not earning anything. It's like there's so much to learn. Then I have to volunteer my time to learn all this stuff. And there's so many chains. There's so many products out there. It's like it can get very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Right. I understand from the onset. You get a wallet. You put your money in it. Okay. I've been doing this since I'm 6 years old. It's not a big thing to put money in the wallet. This doesn't get me excited. You know? Or giving my money to somebody else, like even if it's stake, and he can give it to me like after a year or after some period, you know, it's to pay out. Okay, if I'm putting like 8 hours or 10 hours a day into that, learning, exerting myself toward this goal, I'm not doing anything else eventually. So if I'm putting the hours, I have to be, I don't know, at least like a couple grand, $200 a day or something. To be like minimum pay, just to look at the stuff whole day.
Yeah.
I tell you, it sounds like you got the toughest hobby you'll ever be able to retire off of if you do your homework right. And I just want to say, is it not best, given if there's a global liquidity snafu, to have some accessibility to dexes? Or what's the play for that when the global liquidity take goes in the can? Where should we look at? Where should we look at? Where are we safe? It's probably not with an IOU. It's probably not on a centralized exchange. What do you think, guys?
I'll start worrying about that when I have some asset.
Yeah. And that's you know, it's one of those things. You'll get there. Just like forex trading, you had to start somewhere.
More about a rate that you're able to bring in repeatedly, like a rate of income, because you're always going to get your revenue eroded everywhere. Either it's capital gain tax or just tax on consumption, or it's like deflation of the dollar. It's
Earth, you're a forex guy. You have my full faith that you have a better chance than most everybody else having forex experience.
Yeah. And you know, and for at a forex trader level, to be honest, and Fox is going to hate me for saying this, but a centralized exchange may be more up your alley because you can execute trades faster for that arbitrage piece, to where you can sort of see what you're doing a little in a more organized space that is more used to what you're used to in trading forex. Don't hate me, Fox.
Brother, yeah, we can establish clarity and respectfully disagree, but I will harbor no hate in my heart for the Magic Taco Man.
Okay, thank you. Kat, weren't you saying something more cool about the Elements community?
Was I? I don't know. I've been working with the team now for a little bit, and we host spaces every Friday. So just trying to work on getting the community together, because they were really active in the beginning. I mean, I'm sure you know if you were a part of it.
Yep. They used almost every day, because they were like onboarding a new project and community, and
right.
It was pretty cool. They're still active. The whale piece is really awesome. So
I think they're really focusing in on the app, which is awesome. Like, that's great, because the app is doing amazing things. But I mean, if I could be that person to help the community come along, that's great. I mean, they can keep focusing on the app. I'll help the community, right?
Let's
Hey, Kat, you just got an instant follow, but tell us, how do you think their dev team is? Are they hiring devs, or are they stocked up?
I'm pretty sure they're stocked up right now, but I mean, Matthias, that's the CEO. He's always looking around, like he's always working on building this app up. So I don't see why he wouldn't constantly be looking at hiring new people and, you know, upgrading the app even more.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
I may be a referral entity potential. We'll see.
We'll see.
Well,
Are there projects like we can click on stuff and test out and like get returns from testing or something that's of value for developers?
So there's
Because
no.
I heard, like there are games you can like earn in the games. It's like they give you like cents, like or hours of play. You get a few cents. It's like ridiculous. The game I've seen.
There are games like that. Asset Dash has now been out for about 2.5 years. So they're beyond incentivized onboarding, and now they're just delivering a product and project. So, but it's one of those things to where rather than asking users, go try it out yourself and see where you can figure yourself into that. Because I'm not part of the team. Kat is an amazing volunteer supporter, and you know, she convinced me to go burn my first Vanta. Like this, like
I'm gonna come after you for those other 10 as well.
what?
You can't just let all of those Vantas sit now. Come on.
What? I can't? I don't know. That one's really pretty. That one's really pretty.
I'm sure they all are, but they'd be prettier as elements, let me tell you that.
Don't know. I would have to go look on chain and see what elements are still out there.
Yeah, go have a look. Go
Vicious
see. I mean, come on now. I've got a mission. My mission is to get all those Vantas burned. I want to see all the elements. So, you think 10 of them.
I respect the viciousness, but I got to root for Taco's good judgment.
Well, I will never push you to doing what you don't want to do, but I will be here cheering from the sidelines if that is what you decide to do.
All right. Well, I burned one.
You won't find elements on Magic Eden if you are looking on Magic Eden.
Yep, I have to go to
Magic Eden doesn't
Tensor.
support WMS, you get Tensor.
Yeah. No, not Tensor.io. Tensor Trade. Yep.
Looking at the element website is pretty complex. Is there like an instruction guide somewhere? So I'm looking at the help about information. I see there's a lot of things to learn.
So
that's what happened with all this project. There's like
yeah. So
10, 20 pages you have to read. You have to
no. So each learn. So I sent you an invite to the Discord in your DMs, Earth. But what you're seeing there with the different learns, they're basically learn and earns, where you can go and learn about other projects and get rewarded for that. And so you can earn loot box gold, and you can earn coins, and then the gold you can burn for prizes, or the tokens you can put in bids for things as well.
Okay, I'll have to check those out. Thank you.
Yeah. So don't look at Asset Dash necessarily as how do I make money from Asset Dash? Look at Asset Dash as a blockchain university or a blockchain announcement board. You can have
I describe it as a tool.
It is a tool. It is a tool to give you easier, quicker learning pieces about what's going on and what is out there. So yeah. Elements. Let's see here. Rarities. Mythic. The McDonald's worker. All right. Yeah. What's the turnaround time on getting our burner?
Have you made a ticket in the Discord?
I'll go make a ticket.
Yeah, that's the fastest way for sure.
All right, fine. Oh, wait, wait. I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna DM Mateus. Not this time. Maybe next time.
He's probably sleeping anyway.
Yeah.
Someone's awake in the chat. That might be able to help you.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, no, I will do that there. Boom. That's what I want there. Asset dash. All right. Ticket created. And we just got hoodwinked into burning. Yeah. All right. No, we want to go. This is what we want to go look at. We want to go look on chain so we can get the burn. All right. Do transfer. Yep. All right. GM. Cat convinced me to burn one of my OG Vantas that I minted. We have Spaceman responding.
He's awesome. He's always on there.
Yeah. She said that I would get a mythic. No, she really didn't say. She said that I would get a mythic element if I burned it. That's what I just sort of threw you under the bus.
He's gonna kill me.
Don't, yeah. So, yeah. There we go. Spaceman's replying. He said, wishing you luck. Okay.
Well, I should probably get to bed because it's quite late for me here. But do you run spaces every day? Are you here every day?
I am here every day.
What's your time zone? Because obviously we're not in the same time zone.
I am CST. I'm in Texas right now.
Okay. So what time is it for you right now?
11:18 p.m. But the worst thing, the worst thing about my show is it's consistently inconsistent, but daily.
That's okay. As long as you show up every day, that's what's important, right?
I've been showing up every day for 13 years. Let's do it. No,
Incredible.
12 years. 12 years?
Incredible.
Yeah. No, it means we have lost a lot of money. Or we've given a lot of money away. We gave away so much bonk.
Keep showing up. It'll
Yeah.
come back around for sure. It was really nice meeting all of you guys. I'm going to follow all of you. Have a
Nice to meet you, sweet dreams.
sweet dream.
May your reps fortify and nourish you more than you'll ever need.
No, Cat is on point. It is the end of a day. And we're going to end this episode as we end every episode. Words of wisdom and the greatest, worst knock joke. Wait, and I have to answer a question to someone on YouTube. Disclosure Crypto. GM, Yes, I covered Gari Network, and I covered Chingari, and I covered everything that that Gari did with moving from Solana to Aptos. You missed out, my friend. You can go back and look in videos, and you will see it all. But yes, Gari is now on Aptos. So yeah. But because Earth, you are on stage, and so is Fox, you guys get to participate in the end of the show. And we're going to start with Fox. Fox, 10 seconds, words of wisdom.
Say again, you broke up.
10 seconds, words of wisdom.
Ooh. Never rush, show grace, chin up, elbows out with the bad air, in with the good, all day, every day, aim higher.
That is a good way to end that. Earth, because you are up here as well, what are your final thoughts and words of wisdom? 10 seconds.
Not your key, not your money. Never trade more than 5% of your asset. Keep trading book, and be safe.
Those are amazing words of wisdom. And our words of wisdom are always the same. A closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth, meaning if no one knows you're looking for opportunity can never come a knocking. If opportunity does come knocking and no one answers, it's going to keep on walking. I want to thank everyone for joining us for TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 846, as we covered the Wander, Claim, Abstract, and we totally diverted into ownership. But want to thank everyone on LinkedIn, Player One Taco YouTube, 0x Degen's YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, Kick, on-chain via Unlonely, and on-chain via Soul Media Tech for joining us tonight. And we're going to end with the greatest, worst knock joke on the face of the planet. This knock we have said 845 times. It is in honor of those that go before us and a memory of those that came after us. For those on the stage, you guys get to help with this. This is how we end every show, because I am horrible at not saying Irish goodbye, so I have no other better way to do this. But knock, knock.
Who's